Welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we have Fomc, and that is going to be a very important one. And in this video we are going to look at trading setups for BTC and ETH. So if you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment and share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Without further ado, let's start diving in. As I said, today FOMC, that means that the Fed will make a decision if they are going to cut or hike the interest rate. And the overall consensus is that it will stay the same, so no interest rate cut. And I am also in that camp. I think they will not change anything. However, what I am looking forward to is the interview that is half an hour later after the decision, because very likely people will ask about September if they're ready to cut the interest rate. And actually, if you then look at the consensus, then you see that it is a little bit scattered. I personally think we are going to see the first rate cut in September, probably a very small one, 0.25%, just to see how the market reacts. And of course on the condition that the inflation rate is not suddenly spiking up until that date, 17th of September. But I think the first interest rate cut will happen 17th of September. And of course, if you think about the Fed, then you think about Jerome Powell and Trump has been trying to kick him out, push him out, fire him, but he can't by law. But you have been seeing that debate between the two of them is heating up over the last couple months and weeks, and then it's quiet again and then suddenly happens again. The last clash that they had, and my god, it was pure comedy. I have not been able to write this any better than what we have seen. Trump is visiting the Fed, and they are apparently doing a remodeling of some buildings, some construction work, and Trump is just trying to find something that Powell has done so that he can fire his ass. And this is just amazing. If you have missed it, I'm gonna play the clip. This is fantastic. It is only a minute. Please watch Powell's face as soon as Trump starts rambling about certain costs that are or are not calculated for.
So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
It just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1.
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
Now, you're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building, is what that is. That's a third building,
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So,
not new.
So we're going to take a look.
Anyways, amazing. This is absolutely amazing. So yeah, most likely they're just trying to find something to kick him out, but I actually just think he's going to finish his term, which will be at the beginning of 2026 if I'm not mistaken, another 7 or 8 months approximately, and then he will still most likely stay on the board of the Fed for another 2 years, but his term as Fed chairman is then over. Alright, now that we had the comedy part, let's look at BTC and ETH and a couple of the trading setups. I gave you, I think last week, 4 trading setups for BTC, and the first one is in play or is playing out. That is this one right here, and the idea actually was very clean, very simple. We are having this low right here, and we're having this low. Price goes lower, takes out the liquidity underneath these two lows, and then eventually to go higher again. That could be the long trade. If you took it, congratulations. Make sure that you take profit and move your stop loss to entry. However, the only thing I did not like about this trade is how much time we spent here. This is BTC on the 4 hour. That means 4, 8, 12, 16, almost 20 hours underneath the value area low before we are going higher. That is a little bit too long for my taste, but hey, it worked out nonetheless. And after that we just slowly traveled higher to the value area high, and now we are seeing this slight move to the downside. So again, congratulations if you took the trade. That means that there are still 3 trading setups left, and I would still trade them all if they occur. First one would be a short here from the 78.6 above the value area high, taking out the liquidity from all of these highs, and then to reverse. That actually could be a very nice trade. I prefer then to see bearish divergences here on the 4 hour. And then we still have a short here from the all-time high. So if we eventually are traveling higher, let's say on the news, and then we are losing that current all-time high, 123,000 approximately. Once we lose that level, I'm taking a short, putting the stop loss here above the high, and then just trade it to the downside. Most likely I will take some profit in here at the value area high, at the point of control, and then the value area low, and eventually leave a runner for the absolute lows. If we will go lower from here, I will do the exact same, but then opposite. So let's say we are dumping down, and then we still have this one trade from this single point fill right here. If we are getting eventually that bounce, I will take the trade, put stop loss underneath the low, enter somewhere here after a reclaim of that level and a nice reaction, and then eventually trade it to the upside. Again, take profit from the value area low, point of control, value area high, leave a runner for the all-time high, because this right here could be a nice swing trade position. So those are the 3 trades that I'm waiting for here on BTC. Have to be honest, if we're now looking at, we are in this range for almost 20 days. It is approximately 4%, so it's a little bit boring, but usually with these kinds of ranges, you're seeing that you need a trigger, a news trigger, news event to eventually break out of the range. And I think that the FOMC might be just that is the trigger that the market is waiting for, to then eventually give a decisive move to the upside or to the downside. Now let's look here at ETH. This actually is even more interesting than BTC, if you're asking me. I had also a couple of trading setups here. One is in play, that is this one right here. It did not play out exactly as I draw it out with a double tap, but you got it. You got the reaction nonetheless, which is price is going lower, taking out that weekend low right here that was at 35.28, and then to go higher. I would have preferred, to be very honest, if we also would have taken out this low, but actually one of them is already enough, and then you can see that we're getting a pretty good reaction right here on this red candle. Also here, by the way, we are on the 4-hour chart, and right away price is traveling to the upside, and then we are also taking out this high, and eventually you can see we're zigzagging here now a little bit before we're getting a decisive move. So with that being said, I am actually still looking for 2 kinds of trades. Very simple, a long in case we first dump down. Let's say we're seeing a little bit of a flush, and that could be again from the initial reaction of the FOMC. Then right here at this red line, it is not only the yearly open, but it is also a macro point of control. So if I'm zooming back out here, or maybe I should go to the daily. Let me check real quick. You can see here that we have a thick red line. Also extended it with an extra trend line, where you can see that we just busted through. So what would be very nice after a move up, that we're getting a move down, back test it, and then to go higher. So this would still be a super nice long trade for me, but actually what I would like to see is a somewhat quick reaction. So within 1 or 2 4-hourly candles. Here you can also see it needed a little bit of time, but it is a pretty crowded area. So if we get in that dump, I would like to see a pretty quick reaction again, 1, 2, max 3 4-hourly candles, and then price needs to move. But that point of control is 3,331. 3,331. That would be a very nice long trade. Leave this range for a little bit, hit that area, and then to go higher. That would actually be perfect. If we're not getting that, and let's say we are pumping from here, then I would also still like to long here on this white trend line. Now I'm going to zoom out one more time to show you where that comes from. If we are zooming out, and this is really in a macro on the daily, there you can see that we have this all-time high right here, shy of 5k, and then I pull this trend line down to this high right here. Then you can see that we had 2 very nice taps on there on the daily before we eventually went down, and then here you see the exact same. We are having a tap now from this daily high, and now we're moving down. So if we would now go higher and we're busting through, I do not want to see this hesitating. It just needs to go right away, just boom, bust through. But then on the retest, I would go long. So we're going higher, we're taking out this triple high right here that we have created already a very long time. 1, 2 and 3. We're taking out that triple high and then to eventually go long on the backtest. So you go higher, taking it out, backtest, and then to go long here, right here at that backtest. So pretty much exactly as I already drew in here on these green lines. This would be a bit more of a tricky scenario. I think a lot of people will not take this in account, and actually it would just be a macro play. So we're going higher, backtest, and then eventually to go higher then towards new all-time highs. That would be super nice. There's only one thing right now, and I cannot unsee this, that is a little bit concerning to me, and that is that we already are having confirmed bearish divergences with price action coming down. You can see price made a higher high, and here the momentum waves are making a lower high, plus here the money flow is already coming down quite some. So this 4-hour momentum wave right here needs to evolve into a trigger wave very fast. If else, I think the top might already have been in and we're slowly grinding lower. And like I said, I then would be looking for this first long setup right here at 3,331. I might also take intermediate a short trade because I like to take the shorts from the highs and the longs from the lows. If I will do so, and I'm sorry people keep pinging me, if I will do so, then I will update you in my Discord, which is completely for free. So if you want to join the Discord, click on the link in the description. Like I said, completely for free. There you will find all kinds of channels for BTC, ETH, altcoins, broader markets, whatever. I'm giving you my perspective and my updates during the day, again completely for free. Make sure you check that out. And when you're down there anyways, also make sure that you like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment and see you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.